Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to cover a very important topic, that is call-based electrolysis process. Now in this reaction, we are going to study how alkenes can be prepared by call-based electrolysis method. In the last lecture, I have covered the topic by decarboxylation. Okay, we have prepared alkanes by decarboxylation of carboxylic acid using soda lime. And this reaction also, we are going to what? We are going to carry out the same process. Okay, we are going to prepare alkane from carboxylic acid only. Okay, but the process, it will be electrolysis process. But before proceeding ahead with the topic, I had given one question as a homework, okay, for a test yourself question. Let us solve that question first and then we are going to proceed ahead with the actual topic. So quickly we are going to solve. Now the question given was reaction of sodium formate plus NaOH in the presence of calcium oxide, okay? And then what is the final compound that we need to find out, right? So I'll just quickly erase out this thing. Now, sodium formate, the formula for sodium formate is HC double bond O ONA, okay? So basically this sodium formate, it has been derived from formic acid. Suppose if I write down the structure of formic acid, this is a structure of formic acid, right? And if I replace one hydrogen with Na, I'm going to get what? I'm going to get a sodium formate. Okay, so this is the structure of sodium formate. Plus NaOH, that is soda lime, NaOH and calcium oxide. Now, what we have studied in the last lecture, all the tricks I have shared. Remember, the hydrogen, okay, the hydrogen of NaOH, it is going to bond with which carbon? Okay, it is going to bond with the carbon which is adjacent to the carbonyl group. But if I look carefully into the structure, this is a carbonyl group. There is no such carbon atom attached to carbonyl. Okay, there is an absence of what? There is absence of the adjacent carbon, right? So in this case, we need not have to form bond between carbon and hydrogen because there is no carbon present. So what we are going to do is, first we are going to remove Na2CO3 because in all the products we have seen what we had prepared, we have prepared Na2CO3 as a byproduct, right? So how am I going to remove it? This is Na, okay, Na2. Then we have C. And then how many oxygen? We have 3 oxygen. Okay, so this is the byproduct I have written. That means we have used up this entire thing as well as this thing we have used, right? Now what we are left with? We are left with only hydrogen and hydrogen, isn't it? So these two hydrogens, they are what? They are going to form a bond between both the hydrogens and then H2 gas will be released. Okay, so when I'm using sodium formate and then in this process, there is a loss of carbon dioxide, right? So this is a decarboxylation in the presence of soda lime. We are getting what? We are getting hydrogen gas. Clear? So as I said, the tricks which I had shared, it is what? The product, in the product, we are getting 1 carbon less than the original acid. Okay. Now, since in this entire product, in this entire reactant, we had only 1 carbon. So, in the product, there is what? There is a 0 carbon. There is no presence of a carbon in the product side. Okay, the major product side. Clear? Okay, so this was everything related to the question based on decarboxylation. Let us now proceed ahead with the very important topic, that is call-based reaction. Now, basically, call-based reaction, it is again the type of reaction in which carboxylic group will be removed in the form of CO2. So I can say that this is again a decarboxylation reaction. Okay. But in this reaction, an aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of a carboxylic acid is electrolyzed. So we are going to use a sodium salt or potassium salt of carboxylic acid. So this is RCOONA, right? And this RCOONA, it is going to what? It is going to undergo electrolysis, and then we will be getting the final alkane. Now, how the entire reaction we are going to proceed, quickly we are going to have a look on. Okay. Now, over here, I'll write down the reaction first, and then we are going to look into the general formula as well as the mechanism. Now, if I need to write down the complete reaction, now complete reaction means first I'm going to use what? RCOONA plus water. Okay, 2 water. Here I'm going to put 2. This will undergo electrolysis, right? And then the product which I will be getting here is, suppose if I write down this H2O, this H2O I can write it down as HOH, H and OH, right? So what is going to happen? I can see that there is a Na, this Na will take up OH, okay? This Na will take up both the OH, and since we have 2 Na, so I will be getting what? I will be getting 2 NaOH, okay? Like in the previous reaction, the byproduct was Na2CO3. Over here, the byproduct is NaOH. Clear? Then the next one is I have a COO. That means CO2 will be removed. Okay. And how many COO we have? We have 2 COO. So 2 CO2 will be removed. Clear? Clear? Coming to now, what we are left with? We are left with this hydrogen. Okay. And how many hydrogens do we have in this case? How many hydrogens are there? We have 2 hydrogen molecules. So I'm sorry. Yeah, we have 2 hydrogen. So this is the hydrogen, 2 hydrogen. So I'm going to write it down as H2. Clear? So H2 in the form of hydrogen gas, it will be released out. And what we are left with, the major component, the major product we are left is with 2R. So 2R is nothing but both the R's, it will form bond between each other, and then I'm going to get what? I'm going to get R bond R. Clear? So what we have started with? We started with sodium salt of carboxylic acid, electrolysis, okay, in the presence of water, and then R and R bond, they are going to form a bond. NaOH will be removed out, CO2 is removed out, and that is the reason why we call it as a decarboxylation, and in this case, hydrogen gas is removed. Okay, now this is the reaction we have studied, the general reaction. Now let us quickly have a look on the mechanism. Now how the mechanism is carried out, entire thing we are going to study. Now if I talk about the mechanism, now the very first one is we have RCOONA, right? So RCOONA, when it undergoes dissociation, it is going to what? It is going to dissociate into RCOO minus, and then we have Na plus, isn't it? We have 2 different charged species. The one is cation, the other one is anion. Simple. Now let us have a look on this particular group. Now this is RCOO minus. Now since it is negative charged group, now we all know that there are 2 electrodes, right? And the positive electrode we have, and one we have, the other one is a negative electrode. Okay. Now what this both the electrodes will do, always remember the role of the electrode is what? The ions, it will move to the electrode to get it discharged. Always remember this. Now the positive charged electrode is called as anode. Okay, this is the positive charged electrode. And then the negative charged electrode, we call it as cathode. Okay, this is the cathode, negative charged. Okay, now you just think and just tell me, or you write it down in your notebook. This is minus. Okay, this minus will definitely go to the positive electrode, which is what? Which is the anode, right? One simple trick I'm sharing with you is AA. A stands for anode, A stands for anions. So where anions are going? Anions are going towards the anode. And how to remember what are anions? Anions are a negative ion. Okay, so a negative ions are anions, and anions are going towards the anode. Clear? And then definitely the positive species, it will be going towards what? It will be going towards the cathode. Clear? So this is the entire mechanism. Now before this, let me write down the reaction one more time, whatever we have written over here. Okay. So I'm going to write down, this will be 2RCOONA and plus 2H2O. If I add, I'm going to get what? R bond R plus NaOH plus H2 plus CO2. Okay, this is a general reaction. Now, as I said, anions will go towards the anode. So at anode, no matter what charge it has, always remember the oxidation will take place as at anode. Okay, always and always oxidation takes place at anode. And oxidation is nothing but it is loss of electron. Okay, so at anode, there is what? There is loss of electron. Clear? Always remember the simple trick OA. OA stands for oxidation at anode, or you can just simply remember LeO. Okay, this is loss of electron means oxidation. So these are the simple mnemonics you can make. Now, what is going to happen? This RCOO, I'm going to write it down at anode. So this is RCOO. Clear? Now further, what will happen in this case? This particular group, okay, this entire thing, there is what? There is a minus charge over here. So minus charge means what, students? Minus charge means there is the presence of electrons over here, isn't it? So this will get divided, homolytic fission will take place. So over here, what is going to happen? One of the, okay, it will take one electron, free radicals. Okay, the COO will take up one electron. So I'm going to write down RCOO dot, one dot. And the other electron, okay, the other electron, it will be present in the form of, okay, electron. So that is nothing but minus charge. Now from where minus charge I have put, that also I'll explain you later. Okay, so you just remember this is what? One electron has been removed. Clear? Now this is the anodic reaction. Now this thing I'm going to write down. So I'll write down RC, okay, O, double bond O. I can also write it down in this way. There is a free radical present. Now what is going to happen? Again, there will be what? There will be homolytic fission. Okay. Now how the homolytic fission will take place? Between the carbon, okay, between this carbon and then this R group. Okay, there will be homolytic fission. So this R will take up one electron and one electron will be taken up by this particular group. Okay, this carbon. Clear? So I will be getting R dot, okay, this is R dot plus, now since this electron, it has been shifted over here, this carbon will take up what? The carbon will take up a free radical, then this one dot and this one dot, okay, it will combine and there will be additional bond between carbon and oxygen. So I can write down C double bond O, double bond oxygen. Understood? The carbon, it has taken up one electron from this bond, and this carbon, it has one electron, oxygen one electron, it will readily combine, and there is what? There is formation of this double bond between the carbon and oxygen. And over here we have one free radical, that is R, alkyl free radical. And always remember, students, free radicals are highly reactive. They are what? They are highly reactive. So whenever you come across a free radicals, they are what? They are going to react with the other free radical, okay, and they are going to get what? Discharged, or I can say they are going to combine very easily, okay. And from where this another alkyl group will come? Obviously from the molecule, because we know that in RCOO there are so many alkyl groups, okay. In a molecule there are so many alkyl groups present, okay. So what I can do is, this free radical, it will combine with this one more free radical. Now, if I am putting two free radicals, definitely I need here two. Okay, from where this R will be, we are simply going to balance the reaction. So this R is nothing but for this R, I have put this 2. So if I'm putting here 2, definitely everything I need to balance it. So this will be 2, this will be 2, 2, then 2. Okay, so 2 free radicals, okay, 2 electrons. That means they are going to what? Form a electrons over here. So 2 electrons are removed, and then this is 2. Okay. So this is basically the formation of free radicals takes place. There is free radicals. Okay. And then at anode means, as I said, there is loss of electron. So I can see there is what? There is loss of electron. Clear? And then this R and R free radicals, they are what? They are going to combine with each other in order to form R bond R. Okay. So this R bond R is nothing but it is what? Higher alkane, isn't it? So if I'm having one R in the product, I'm having R bond R, right? So what we have prepared? We have prepared the higher alkane. Okay, so everything I'll quickly revise. At anode, you are going to take what? You are going to take this acetate ion, and it is going to what? It is going to lose its electron and form alkyl free radical, and both the alkyl free radicals, they are going to form a bond. Okay. Now let us have a look on the cathode. Now what will happen on the cathode? Now on the cathode, there is a two possibilities. Okay. On the cathode, we have two possibilities, right? So what is going to happen at cathode? Simply here NaOH, okay, either this NaOH, it is going towards the cathode, okay, or we also have this water, okay. Now this water, it can dissociate like H, this water, it can dissociate into two ions, H plus and OH minus. Here it can dissociate it as H plus and OH minus. So what is going to happen is this H plus, okay, I'll write down the reaction here. Okay. Okay, you'll get confused. So this 2H2O, 2H2O basically will give me 2H plus 2OH minus, right? So on the cathode, we have now two possibilities. Either this OH plus will go, okay, or from here Na plus will go. Okay, do not get confused. Okay, here we have a Na, also we have a H plus. Now two positive charged ions we have, Na we have, and what we have, this is the Na. Okay, Na we are getting from the sodium salt, and H plus we are getting from water. And already we have studied cathode, it is what? It is a negative charged species. Okay, and towards the negative charged species, definitely the positive groups will come. Okay, the positive ions will come and get discharged, right? And which are the positive ions we are having? We are having two ions, okay, that is Na plus or H plus. Now, out of these two, which one will go on the cathode? Now, it is very simple. Remember, hydrogen, it is preferred over sodium at the cathode. Now, what could be the reason? Now, remember, students, the reduction potential of hydrogen, okay, the reduction potential of hydrogen, it is H plus is higher than Na plus. Okay, always remember the reduction potential of hydrogen, it is higher than that of sodium ions. And this makes it more favorable for hydrogen ions to gain electrons. Okay, that is the reason why hydrogen, it goes towards the cathode and gets reduced. Reduced means it accepts the electron. Okay, because at the cathode, a reduction takes place. At the anode, it was oxidation. At the cathode, it is reduction. So I'll quickly write down at cathode, reduction will take place, and reduction is gain of electrons. Okay, clear? So it is going to what? Gain electrons and form hydrogen gas. Now, just simple concept you just remember. Hydrogen ions, they are what? Suppose if hydrogen ions are more aggressive in grabbing the electrons. So they win the competition, and definitely the hydrogen gas is formed instead of sodium. So over here, it is simply the race, okay, the competition, which ion will go and get reduced at the cathode. So out of these two, it is H plus. Now quickly, we are going to write down the reaction. Now at the cathode, I'm going to write down H plus. H plus, when it gains the electron, it is going to form H, okay. Now single hydrogen, it is not stable. So it should be present in a diatomic form. So when I'm putting here 2, definitely I need to put 2 here and 2 here. Okay, so simply we are what? We are balancing the reaction. Okay, because again, one more concept. In this case, how many electrons were lost? 2. So how many electrons are lost at the anode? It will be what? It will be same at the cathode. I mean to say, as many electrons are lost at the cathode, that electrons will be what? It will be reduced at the cathode. So here we have 2. Then definitely in cathode part also, we need to put what? 2. Clear? And then what is going to happen with the Na? Okay, this Na plus, it is going to combine with which group? Now we have one more minus group left. Okay, it is this group, 2OH minus from H2O. We have 2OH minus. So this Na plus, it will combine with OH minus, and then I'm going to get NaOH, right? And since more and more NaOH is formed in the solution, I can say that the solution is what? It is basic. Okay, it is basic solution. Okay, and then if it is a basic solution, definitely the pH will be very high. Okay, it will be very high because we know the pH scale. The one which is basic in nature, its pH is very high, okay, more than 7. Clear? Coming back to the reaction now. Now, if I look into the cathodic reaction, yes, we have written this, and the anodic reaction. So, everything we have written. And then, of course, I can write down the net reaction as well. So, what will be the net reaction? Simply, you're going to what? Simply, you're going to combine both the reaction, right? So, after combining both the reaction, you will be getting the final reaction. Clear? So, this is the entire reaction. So this is the net reaction over here. What I can do is 2H plus plus 2E minus. And then we have a 2H2O. Earlier it was. Here we have 2H plus and plus 2OH minus. This is the first reaction. And then we are going to add up both of these. So I am left with 2H2O. Net reaction means you are going to add up both the reaction. So this is the first one. This is the second. Okay. And whatever are the like terms, we are going to cancel it out. So 2H plus, we have 2H plus, this will get cancelled. We are left with 2H2O, and 2H2O plus 2 electrons. It is going to give me H2O, okay, and then which is in gaseous phase, and then 2OH minus. Clear? So this is the net reaction at the cathode. Okay. So everything we have studied the mechanism of Kolbe's electrolytic method. Quickly now we are going to look into one example. So everything we have studied about electrolytic. So this is everything related to Kolbe's electrolytic method. In the next lecture, I'm going to cover many examples based on Kolbe's electrolytic method. So do not forget to watch my next video because it is very helpful. Based on the same mechanism, we are going to solve many application-based questions, which will be helpful for you not only to solve the board type of questions as well as the competitive exam questions like JEE, NEET and all. Okay. So keep watching and I'll see you in the next lecture.